I love debating. Bear with me, ladies and gentlemen, as this video is one massive refutation. I also have a small little secret that I want to tell you guys. That I am a massive, huge, terrible, evil bully. That's right. Making responses to people, criticizing them now means that I'm a big bully and that I'm slandering them. And what's even more hilariously ironic is that the person who I'm making this response to claims that they hardly give me any thought at all. But it says otherwise when the same individual tweets about me over 82 times in the past 3 days. Then after all of her tweets, she labels me as manipulative. So, let's get this show on the road.
I've done genuine, nice, calm, rational debates with him before online, and his audience is very, very, very aggressive. They just go at you.
Here's the thing you have to understand about audiences on YouTube. Whether it is your audience, whether it is my audience, whether it is anyone's audience here on YouTube, there are aggressive fan bases of particular audiences. When I made a video about Sam Pepper and the shitty stuff that he did, I got attacked aggressively by Sam Pepper fans, simply for making a video exposing him for the things that he has done and why what he did was wrong. And I had aggressive fans from that fan base attack me. Every single fan base has aggressive people. That's how it works on the internet. Anytime someone disagrees with someone, you're always going to have those subscribers, and I don't really like calling them fans of mine, but you're going to have those people who take out their aggression on other people who they respond to. That is a general thumb of the internet. That includes my audience. That even includes your audience, as quite often you like to say that your audience is perfect, kind, loving, they never say anything mean, but you honestly cannot make that hasty generalization fallacy because you don't know what your subscribers do and say. There's no way for you or I to physically monitor or control what everything they do or say, and there's no way we ever could.
So his first point is that I'm all for censorship because I'm telling him what he can and cannot say. I said, "Hi, white person, could you maybe not say the N-word?"
Now, according to you, in reply to several YouTube comments, you make it very clear that you asked me not to use the N-word in a quote. But that's not what you actually said. The way people respond to me depends on how I will respond to them. If you had simply tweeted me saying, "Hey Daniel, could you please not use the N-word? I find it offensive," I would have replied very, very calmly, which I replied calmly to begin with, but I would have replied saying that you probably best unfollow me because I don't censor myself, and I also don't pander to what offends people. Of course, I don't intentionally go out of my way to offend people, but if I do, I'm certainly not going to pander to their offense. And I've told people this before, when they get offended by something I say, I simply say, "You're welcome to unsubscribe or unfollow me." I'm not going to be hurt by that. However, you did not ask me not to use the N-word, and I realize this is such a pointless thing, but to me it's important because, again, how you address people depends upon how they will respond to you. Dude, even in quotes, censor the N-word. This was, in fact, a demand, and I'm going to admit this fully. When any time someone demands something of me, I get very, very defensive. But in all honesty, I really don't see how saying, no, I don't censor words, never have, never will. I've used it in my videos plenty of times in context. My response to you wasn't defensive at all. I could have made it defensive, I could have made it aggressive and told you to shut up, but no, I responded very, very politely to you.
And also, Daniel, I did block you. I don't block everybody who disagrees with me or who tries to criticize what I say. You are the first person I've ever blocked.
That is completely incorrect. I am not the first person you have ever blocked, because there's proof all over your Twitter that you block people quite often. In fact, right before this discussion between you and me ever even happened, you blocked this said individual and you tweeted it out, dealing with haters. Now, you could say that maybe you were joking when you tweeted this, I don't know, but it shows here that you actually blocked them. It says user has been banned from their channel, and this was before we ever had a discussion. So no, I was not the first person you have ever blocked.
And I did so because I was editing a video, this is the one that I mentioned earlier, and it was quite triggering and everything was getting on top of me. That on top of you sending me all these tweets being like, "You're a racist, blah blah," and all of
Let's stop right there for a moment. One, I never called you racist. Nowhere in my original video, nowhere in my tweets did I ever call you racist. Now, because there were a lot of people tweeting at the time, there were some people who called you racist, but I never, ever called you racist, and there's no place on my original video, there's no place on my Twitter where I called you racist. Now, I did emphasize and questioned why you talked about voluntarism, on why you emphasized the word white. They are teaching other children a different language, why you had to emphasize these white people. But again, nowhere in my original video, nowhere in any tweets did I ever call you racist, and nor do I believe that you are.
There's also a part where he films outside someone's apartment, which I just found really creepy. Like, he filmed their voices so that he can be like, hey look, people say the N-word around here. I don't care if the people say the N-word around here, I'm just saying that I don't think it's cool for white people to say it. This is just stupid.
I did not record my neighbors using the N-word right directly outside my apartment door to say, look, they're saying this word, so therefore it must be okay. That's not why I showed that clip. I showed that clip because I wanted people to understand that I live in a region and in an area that is known as in the hood. In the hood. Now, I'm not sure if anyone's ever been to Compton, California. If you have, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That type of culture, that word is heavily used all around. And because of that, I was trying to put into context my quote that I originally said. Remember, this was all from me quoting someone. I never used the word nigga towards someone. I never called someone that. I simply quoted what my neighbor said, which is where this whole spiel took place.
I'm done having to explain this. It's the fucking N-word. Maybe don't say it if you're white, because a lot of people have taken offense to it.
The number one rule of journalism, never take words out of an original quote. And that is exactly what I did. I didn't take any words out of the sentence that I quoted that my neighbors used. 2, no place did I use the word towards anyone in specific, nor did I use it in any degrading manner, nor did I even call anybody that. I simply used it, yet again, I don't know how many times I have to repeat myself, in a quote. It really makes me wonder what you think of shows like South Park, or much less a film like Django Unchained, which is one of my favorite movies, by the way, and Leonardo DiCaprio being an actor and using the N-word in that context.
Daniel then takes some tweets of mine from like a month ago where I said, a boy I know who was dating a black girl just shared a video saying it's okay to appropriate black culture, fucking hell I hate him so much. This is on top of him loving anti-feminist and anti-religion videos when his lady is both. Abusive piece of shit scum, I hate him so much. This is kind of out of context, to be honest. He's saying that because people have differing opinions that they're abusive. That is not the case at all. I'm not going to go into this one too much because I know that the girl involved in this situation would not feel comfortable with it. The boy wouldn't either, but I don't give a shit about him, to be honest.
So here you just admitted that the girl is uncomfortable about you talking about her, and the guy is uncomfortable talking about him in more detail, yet you still tweet about them on a public platform on your Twitter. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. You can't say, I'm not going to talk about them because that would make them feel uncomfortable, yet you tweet about them. Would that not also make her and him feel uncomfortable? You're not really considering their feelings now, are you?
Point out, let's see. I'm sitting at 57,000 tweets right now. I tweet a lot of shit. It's not abnormal for me to just randomly spurt out thoughts and just leave them there. I don't really care.
I would actually argue here that you probably should care about the things that you say on your social networking, whether it be YouTube or Twitter. This also applies to me. This applies to everyone. Whether you have a small following or a large audience, while you may not care what people think about your tweets, you should care about how those tweets will affect the people who are following you. I
like to relate anacondas to feminism, in the sense that feminists will also crush men, then devour them whole. I think that's how feminism works. Man-hating, misandry, feminism, it's all the same, really. That was a joke. Daniel, you follow me on Twitter. We were friends. You said that yourself. You know that this is my sense of humor.
Actually, no, I did not know that that is your sense of humor. In my original video, actually, some people did mention that maybe you were being sarcastic, and since you do admit that you were joking with this statement, I take back the statements that you don't actually believe that feminism should in fact crush men. However, I should note that I am someone who takes things very, very literally. I say that because I'm not going to sit on social networkings or websites and attempt to assume I know what they mean. In the same way, when you get new followers on your Twitter, they may not be familiar with your sense of humor. So therefore, when you tweet these things, they may see it as what you're actually meaning, that feminism should in fact crush men. How am I, or anyone who is a new follower of yours, supposed to differentiate unless you clarify that something is a joke? You and me both know that text communication through typing is one of the worst ways to communicate ever. And I say that because writing things, it's very difficult to understand and see sarcasm in a tweet. That is one of the many reasons why I usually don't tweet out jokes or something, or if I do, I always end it with a winky face or something, because people take what I say very literally. They see it as it is, and if someone's not familiar with my style of humor, how else are they going to know that you're joking? They won't. They'll assume that you're actually serious, which is exactly what I did, because I have met people and responded to people with extremist views like this. A lot of my religious responses to people are very, very hard extremists in certain things. I made a video over 3 years ago to a feminist, a radical feminist, by the way, who really actually believed, had a blog post, made videos about men wanting men to all die out and men to be castrated, and that women should be a superior gender to every single person in existence. And that's no exaggeration. But you or I should never assume that just because we make sarcastic tweets that people are automatically going to understand that it's a joke.
He didn't put my name in anything, which was a very smart move, because he knows that I'll just be like, hey, Daniel started bullying me, which is true.
No, no, and no. There have been plenty of people that I've responded to with over my almost 900 plus videos that I've made responses to that I haven't linked their YouTube channel or the video that I'm responding to. But in most cases, I do link their video or I do link their profiles that I'm responding to. And the reason I do that is not to have my fans attack them, but is for the main reason of what is called journalistic integrity. Now, I'm not a journalist by any means, but when I respond to people, I want my subscribers to know what I'm responding to, because my subscribers always ask me, where can I see the original video? They want to see that if I'm making a response to someone, that I'm not twisting their words or taking them out of context, because believe it or not, you can make someone look like a shitty shitbag by taking old videos. You know, this has happened to me before. People go on my videos back 4 years ago when I first started YouTube, when I used to be religious and when I used to be against abortion. Yes, I used to be against abortion. And they edit up old clips of me back when I held different views and try to paint me as someone currently now as against abortion, when I'm for abortion. I'm for the right for a woman to choose to have an abortion. But the reason that I include names and links to the videos that I'm responding to is so people can see the original and see what I'm responding to see that I'm not taking and I'm not trying to, you know, make someone out to be bad when they're actually not. So that they can go to the original video, click it, and watch it in full. It's no different than me writing a journalistic paper or for college or a university, that you have to cite your sources. When I link somebody, I'm citing my source. If people go to that video and write bad comments, I am not responsible for what they write. Now, if I made a video saying, hey, go attack this person, go harass this person, then I would be accountable for what I would say. I'm accountable for the words that I say, not how people interpret or what other actions other subscribers or fans commit.
Because his audience is very fucking aggressive. I'm the only one who he hasn't done this to. Everybody else's videos, you can look at his videos that go against other people. He leaves their names in there so that people can go and attack them, which I think is not a nice use of the power that you have on this platform. He's left my name out of this one because he knows that I will call him on it.
We're actually not calling me out on anything here, and the reason that I say that is because I blurred all of your names in social networkings, and in my response is because one of your friends tweeted me saying that I should be more sensitive towards you. So I actually considered what he said, and I wanted to make a video response to a sensitive flower. Therefore, I took the effort of blurring out your names to avoid more potential aggressive fans that would be coming your way if I didn't blur out your name.
A lot of your fans, Daniel, are incredibly aggressive and incredibly defensive of you and just blindly agree to anything you say. And there are people who are saying I'm a bitch and I'm a cunt and that people are going to beat the shit out of me. You know that your audience is like that, Daniel. You've seen that before, and I don't know. I'm so grateful that my audience would never do that sort of thing.
I realize that I mentioned this earlier, but how do you know that your 6,300 subscribers, do you know every single one of them? How do you know that one of those subscribers have never told someone to kill themselves? You can't. And here you're generalizing using the hasty generalization fallacy and labeling all of your subscribers as these moral soldiers who are the kindest, loving, most people you've ever had.
The hate that I have been receiving, the behavior that Daniel's showing is actually very incredibly manipulative, which is kind of scary. He's been saying before I could defend myself that I'm going to pass it off as a joke and give the defenses that I did give. Some of them I didn't say were jokes, because some of them, like, I still stand by.
And this is my final point, ladies and gentlemen, my fellow reptiles. She claims that I am manipulating my entire audience against her. I really hate it when people misuse words, especially words like manipulation. Using your own line of reasoning, every single person I have ever responded to on YouTube, that includes Onision, who is a real manipulator, all the religious responses that I've responded to of people against gay marriage, against abortion, against equality, those would also have to be labeled in your book as manipulative. I did no different other than take the information that was provided and presented it as so. What's even more ironic is that you claim on Twitter that you're not accusing me of being abusive, and you said this to my girlfriend. Only then in your video, you then claim that I'm manipulative. Manipulation, and you and me both know this, is a abusive tactic. But you throw this word, manipulation, simply because I criticized something that you said, and then claim that you're not calling me abusive, but you're also calling me manipulative. Abuse and manipulation coincide with one another. If someone is truly manipulative of someone, an individual, that also means that they're abusive. And I just love how you dismiss anything my girlfriend said when she asked you to prove your statements, and you just told her to, well, you suck his dick, so anything you have to say is automatically invalid. I mean, what? You're also telling people that I am slandering you. I don't think that word means what you think it means, to quote Princess Bride. No place anywhere have you shown that I have slandered you. And the fact that you use this word so lightly to throw it out because someone gave you legitimate criticism over something that you said shows to me that you don't even know what the legal definition of slander actually is. If you really believe that constructive criticism falls in the category of slander, then I genuinely feel sorry for you, because you as an individual, when someone gives you constructive criticism, you will never grow as a person. My name is Daniel Sulzbach, also known as Mr. Repsion. Peace, the rep out, and have a fantastic Wednesday.
Well, I wrote this song for the Christian youth. I want to teach kids the Christian truth. If you want to reach those kids on the street, then you gotta do a rap to a hip-hop beat. So I gave my sermon an urban kick. My rhymes are fly, my beats are sick. My crew is big and it keeps getting bigger. That's 'cause Jesus Christ is my nigga.